Hey guys, it's Chet coming at you with a kind of a quick review, just a little rundown on the reloading press and some ins and outs. I don't know if you guys have ever considered like reloading your own ammo, but we're gonna take a look at a Lee turret press. It's got a rotating turret head, and I'll show you kind of how cool and how convenient that can be. It's not like a totally automated press where every time you're pulling it down, you're producing a shell, but it's really simple. It's really quick. It's fairly automated. From a single stage, press is probably going to like up you like 60%. But I do a lot of rifle calibers and stuff like that, old military calibers, and so it really helps the output. But I have some 223 Remingtons here for an AR, and I'm going to just show you guys kind of a quick rundown on how this thing works and how cool it is for changing out your calibers and such. So what we're going to take a look at here, I'll sit back from the bench a little bit, is this is the Lee turret press, and it's auto indexing up here at the top. This piece here is a turret, and you put your die set in it. The hardest part of it is getting your dies dialed in, and once you get your dies all dialed in, for your OAL, the cartridge length and all that, and then you can get some other turrets here, and you can put your dies in them. So the caliber change is super quick, and you can just swap out in between calibers. And then there's this little nifty gadget here. They call it the Lee Safety Prime, and for being all plastic, it's worked flawless every time I've used it, and it comes out pretty good. So it's a really convenient way of putting the primers in and doing it all in one step without ever having to hand prime or handle your primers. Show you guys a little bit about it. Basically, what we're going to be using is some Reloader 15, and I have found that this is a pretty good all-around powder. You can use it in damn near anything. There's a load for Reloader 15 and just about every caliber, and when you have so many different calibers of guns like I do, I like to get one powder so I can reload them all. It's just more economic. If I'm doing some real specific varmint loads or something like that, then I'll switch over, for the Remington. I'll go to like Hodgkin 335 or something. But Reloader 15, it has such a broad spectrum of rifle calibers you guys can load, and I use it in 7mm Mauser, a 30-30 Winchester, 303 British, even in the AR, the 223 Rems, even cycling it through an AR, flawless. And it's a really great all-around powder, so that's what we're going to be using. I already have weighed everything in the past. I do this quite a bit, so you guys won't see me actually use the scale. I got a digital Hornady scale, which is really handy, but I know what I'm getting out of the dipper. This is a little Lee dipper here. It comes with any kind of a Lee die. You have your, and they go by cubic centimeters, and it's a dipper. It's based on volume. Volume doesn't always equal grain weights, so you don't want to double check everything. I scoop the powder type and I put it on the scale over and over, and I take an average of about 10 readings before I decide to go with any dipper on any specific powder, because you don't just want to use a dipper because it came with the dies and hope you get the right grain weight. So I know that I'm within my grain weight here using the dipper. I've been doing it for a long time. Case lube, Hornady one-shot case lube. It doesn't degrade the primers or the powder, so they say. Some of these, you get them up inside the case and they'll wreck the powder or whatever, but you pretty much can give this a shot. And then you come to your cases here. They want you to spray it at like a 45-degree angle, so you kind of get into the case mouth a little bit, but I find that it almost just takes like a misting of it. You can really just mist it on there. Another good thing is to go before you use the dies for like your first go around on like a lot of new brass or something you just clean. Like I shoot a squirt up inside the decapping and sizing die, and I'll let it dry and kind of Q-tip it out. It dries like with a real thin film. This towel I have here has had so many cases lubed on it that I can roll it back and forth and they almost get lubed. So Pretty much with the turret press here, you can go ahead and move it to where you see this like the priming pin is not down in there, and then you need to put your case in. I'll see if I can back up here and get a good shot, but we're gonna go up, and I go ahead and I tell it rams all the way down. Then you're gonna go ahead and you're gonna take your primer gig here, you wheel it forward and you push it down until it clicks. And when you see it click, it puts that primer in that deal there. I mean, this thing is really easy for being plastic, but you go ahead and you wheel your thing down, you'll see that the primer piece here actually comes in contact with the base, the cast iron base of the unit here. And when you wheel it up, it comes upright, and then it actually will seat itself by pressing forward into the case. So that case right there is primed. It's done pushed in there. Next step, I ram it through. A lot of guys got an auto powder feeder or something like that, but what I go ahead and do is I just use my trusty little funnel piece here. I go ahead and cram the funnel piece down. Then again, you guys, this is the cap to the Hornady spray, and I just go ahead and I fill it with my powder. And it's pretty much struck. It's actually undergrained a little bit. I use these for like varmint loads, for if you want to shoot a mouse like 500 times in a row. These prairie rats out here in the Great Gem State. So you can use some underpowered loads if you're going to be spraying quite a bit. And boy, do we like spraying. When there's tens of thousands of prairie rats, you better be able to get your spray on. So we go with a slightly underpowered load. It's about a grain less than the minimum charge of this Alliant Reloader 15. And it does cycle my Bushmaster AR without fail. So that's good. That's kind of what I was watching for. So you come down, on the downstroke, the die will index. So you see the die index at the top. You can put your bullet right in here. This might take I might have to set the camera down. I don't know. Let me set the camera down so I can put 2 hands on this guy. Because this part here can be a little tricky, but you kind of have to hold the bullet in the tip of the case while you bring it upright. You seat your bullet. So our cartridge is seated. I'm bringing it down, and I use a Leaf Factory crimp die. My cartridge is crimped. I bring it down. Don't go all the way down because it'll pull the primer thing back up, but then when you pull it out, you have a loaded case. And it's that simple. It's a few steps. A guy can get really, really good, really fast at this. So it's powdered, primed, and crimped with a 55 grain bullet in it. Excellent for a little varmint load. But once you get these dies set up, it's great. These turret pieces, you guys, are roughly $12 a piece. But so you're gonna pay, when you go to get your die set, you're gonna pay anywhere from $25 to $30 for your die set. If you get the turret, it's another $12. But my God, if you load a lot of ammunition, what a treat that is. Because if I wanted to get rid of the the 223 here, I have another one of these in the safety prime kit. It comes with a large rifle. I would take this one off, put my large rifle primer on. I would simply pull this turret out. You can raise it up a little bit. You cant this guy, and it comes up and out. I get this guy up and out like that, boom, from 223, and then we could go to something else. This here, where it will go 7x57, and that's a Mauser. So we can switch over to one of the old Mausers, and you can cam it into place, just like so. You can get her cammed into place. Now you're loading with 7mm Mauser, and everything's already set. The most important thing is your bullet depth and your crimp and all that, and it's really easy to change caliber to caliber. These turrets are awesome. If you guys aren't like loading, 500 or more of like some a pistol round or something, you're gonna go and shoot off. But I'll go and do no problem. 100 rounds off the 7 Mauser or the Enfield 303, something like that. The Bushmaster 223 Rem, I just load tons of. This thing is totally economical and totally capable of loading a crap load of rounds, as you can see. If guy just sits down here for a few minutes. Another cool thing about it, it'll catch your old primers in this tube here. The Ram, it has a pilot hole in it. All the primers will fall down on the tube. Decap the tube, throw your primers out. Really neat little press for the money. Picked the press up at Cabela's, and it was $105 when I picked it up. Really cool, especially for what I do. And then again, the turrets are awesome. This bench I picked up at Harbor Freight, and it works out great, you guys. It's the oak workbench at Harbor Freight with 4 drawers. These drawers are awesome. You can pull. They're all nice roller glides and all that. And it's got a shelf down below for all your crap. That's a Harbor Freight oak workbench. And you can mount. It's got a vise over here. I've already done a couple gun repairs by clamping them in the vise. Some old stock repairs on some military firearms. That's kind of cool. Clamp the firearms down, and the drawers, they still will clear the press here. You can pull the drawers out without them hitting the press, and you get the press mounted right. So kind of a quick rundown on some reloading options using a Lee turret. This is the Lee Classic turret press. It's not the Pro 1000 or something like that, which is for doing a lot of pistol stuff, but this is the classic turret press. For the money, this is way better than a single stage press, and for the money, your loading capabilities are gonna go through the roof. It's really pretty cool. I'm quite tickled. I ended up doing a bunch of computer work for a gal, and she paid me in Cabela's gift cards, and so I went ahead and I went down and sprung for this here press, and I thought, damn, I'll give it a try. So I'm really happy with it. Quick caliber changes, really accurate once you get your dies dialed in, and the process is pretty automated. All you have to do is put your powder in, put a bullet on the end of the case, and keep ramming it, and it just goes on through. It's pretty cool. So any questions or comments, just hit me up. Hey, thanks for watching, guys.